Okay, hi guys. Welcome to the Limitless Podcast. My name's Thaon Simms, and my co-host, big up as always, Dr. Matthew Preston. Hail up the people, and Matthew.
Hey guys, what's good?
Nice. And as you guys can see, we have a really cool guest in the studio today. Yes, Mr. Demetress Fairman. Welcome to the podcast.
Listen, man. Walk on to the future millionaires out there who are tuning in to the Limitless Podcast.
That is it. Yes, Demetress, thank you for coming on, firstly. Right. I think it was super great when, we just reached out to you and you were like, oh yeah, man, sure, let's do it. So I love that. No apprehension, no hesitation. Let's just get into it. Preston, we were all talking before all of this, and we were saying, there are not many finance content creators out there. So
in Jamaica,
in Jamaica specifically. So, I mean, of course, our viewers a lot of them should know you, all right? Because you have like 20K subscribers on YouTube. You're pretty huge in the industry, right? One of the pioneers. So we just want to thank you for, being one of those creators, helping to create future millionaires out there as well. So blessings for that. Yeah, man. So for the people that don't know who you are, Dimitris, because there might be a few people that don't know who you are, right? And guys, we'll leave a link to his channel down below. But tell us who is Dimitris?
All right, so Demetress Fairman, and I am 30 years old now. So when I started YouTube, I was that young guy in the space, and people had ambitions or similarities similar to mine, and wanted somebody to look up to in the personal finance space. But now I'm becoming a little bit older, so I might just add some more elders. But yeah,
a pension
schemes never start off holding on the channel. But yeah, a personal finance lifestyle recently YouTuber, and that just basically my whole aim with starting this channel was, let me go way back. I actually started doing fitness content because when I was at university, at Caribbean Maritime University, and studying engineering, fitness was the thing, and fitness for me right now is still the thing. Although work life kind of throw that out the window, and COVID just put the nail on the coffin. But fitness was a thing, and that's what I wanted to do in for YouTube. But as a person like me who's always looking at the financial side of things, and who's always treating things somewhat like a business, it wasn't performing. And if you keep things in uptries and it's not performing, out the win. So I was there dormant for a while on the YouTube and not knowing what I should continue to do. But from earlier stages, always talking about money, always selling stocks at school, always looking for the new thing. My friends were like, yo, you're always telling us how to save money. You're always telling us what they should, let me not say what they should invest in, but what you are investing in. I just ways to uplift themselves.
Yeah.
Wasn't scared about speaking about money. So they said, do that the YouTube channel. And the first video that I did speaking about finance was like, usually I get like 200 views on a video, and I spoke about finance, I got 800 views. That's good. That was good for me, and that was the clear light in the tunnel. Like, yeah, man, this is the new path. And from then till now, that is what the YouTube channel has become, and that is what I guess the brand of Demetress Fairman has become across social media. The guy who speaks about personal finance, the average guy that people can relate to. Apart from that, by day, I am an operations engineer, and I work at a corporation called, let me not call the name. Yeah, I work in the power utility industry, and my background is engineering. I've been doing that for 5 years now. Yeah. Professionally for 5 years now. And that's about it for me.
Nice.
Which type of engineering?
So my background is industrial system engineering, but I'm doing operations. So that's basically the day in, day out of maintaining and let's say troubleshooting for important systems on a power plant. But if I'm a current gun, no, it's not me. I'm just the one that's in charge of generation. I help to generate electricity. Whenever it's sent out and the billing portion and the light cut off, my light cut off, so I'm gonna get high bills. So yeah, don't come.
Okay. So you said something, you were saying like the brand. I like that term. You said the brand of Demetress Fairman. So when was it that you realized that you had built something bigger than just a YouTube channel, that you were actually like really touching the life of a lot of people?
Good point. The first one, when I go out in public, people recognize me. So I can't have a bad day out the road because people say, oh man, I mean, that's my YouTube. Why am I moving so? Why I'm dressed so? Why I look like that? Like, so people would come up to me and immediately there is like friendship. They speak as if they know me. And for me, that was one of the key takeaways, or one of the key points to say, this is just more than posting and sharing. No, it's people associating themselves with me. That's why I came up with the whole term future millionaires, because that's the path that I'm on, but I also want to take people along it also. So when I go out, people say, future millionaire, oh, go on. And immediately just strike up a conversations with me. So that's one of the key points. Another one that made me realize that I have a brand now is, we all know Jermaine from Learn, Grow, Invest. Jermaine came to me and said, you have so much potential, so you have two options. It's either I help you develop this brand or you sell me the channel. So, right? I knew that there was potential. And a huge part of my growth and developing in this space is to him. He saw the potential, and he helped me and pointed me in the right direction to make this brand a reality. And yeah, another thing, people reach out to me on social media and say, "Oh, Mr. Fairman." So that's immediately just a title that they're automatically putting respect to my name. In saying that, okay, this is somebody that is not just the ordinary guy that follows on social media, but somebody who has some respect.
Okay, no. Yeah, big up, Jermaine. He's given us some good advice too.
Yeah, I want big up Jermaine. Big up Jermaine, because he also does give us good feedback. Guys, you should know Jermaine from Learn, Grow, Invest. We'll link his channel as well in the description. Go follow him, right? He does amazing content as well. Almost as good as us, but yeah. Only love Jermaine. Big up. But yeah, so you're talking about in terms of YouTube and so on, but what made you start YouTube in the first place? There must have been some impetus that said, let's start recording myself on camera and releasing these videos to the general public.
It's a good question. It's a very good one, because thinking back when I was in university around second year, the only thing that I had then was Facebook. So I wasn't really into social media either. All my friends were like, yo, if I join Instagram, I get a lot of followers, and like, so what reason? Like, why would I join? Like, yeah, post a couple of pictures. It's not to be just like Facebook. But now I use it and then check in like maybe on the weekend and see what people are up to. But apart from that, there wasn't any reason or anything that pushed me to social media. But only thing I consumed so much would be YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's, I guess, from a consumer standpoint, it was so interactive. It was a platform that, so yeah, we're all university grads, right?
Yeah.
Let me see if you guys have this experience. But with me, when I was in university and the math reached a certain level of difficulty, you can only get that information from the Indian.
Yes. That is facts. That's such facts.
Yeah,
So
they have some.
yeah, so
Yeah, I remember
YouTube
some
was
anatomy
that
videos we used to watch. It was some Indians for real. Yeah, that's true.
exactly. So
Yeah, very true.
whenever the math and the electronics got to point of difficulty,
Yeah.
no more Harvard in class lectures from those teachers to build their stuff. It was
Truly.
the Indian guys that speaking in Hindi and you turn on closed caption on YouTube, or you try to catch every other word, or hopefully they're writing it on
Yeah.
whiteboard or paper and can learn that way.
Mm-hmm.
So using YouTube for education, for entertainment, it was almost like this platform it had no judgment. Unlike other social media platforms where we have to look your best, YouTube had no judgment for me. It just seemed so easy to just start the account. And people at that time with the fitness, people were asking, oh, how you do that workout? I get a big chest. Very. So it was easy one day when the policy and I was off up the camera and my girlfriend, still my girlfriend up to this day, was like, all right, she's going to record it. But let me not say girlfriend, my fiance. She was recording me at that point at Policiano, so it didn't feel, it wasn't hard to upload. The only challenging thing with YouTube is that after you upload and people see you, some people are going to make fun. Oh, at that time was, hey YouTube, or well, go on YouTube. So, people kind of tease you with that, but YouTube, I don't know. I still don't know if I answer the question, but it just didn't have any barriers or resistance for me to just join that platform because it was something that I consumed.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair. I'm trying to remember why we started Preston. I think it was just a conversation we had, like, yo, we should just do this. And I was just like, yeah, dog, let's just do this. And here we are now.
Because
I don't
YouTube
know
have a
why.
human side to it. YouTube
Yeah.
still my best. TikTok is trying, but TikTok just feels forced to me, and it just feels like the demographic isn't for me. But I still try to push information out there because everybody needs this information. So it's more of me doing a service than trying to enjoy a platform. But I actually enjoy YouTube. So that's one of my reasons why I'm still on it up to this day.
Yeah, so YouTube is my favorite like social media platform. Like I'm not really a big fan, even though we do upload content to the other ones. I'm not really a big fan of those, but YouTube is definitely. I used to even make before we even did this channel, I used to just make some YouTube gaming videos. Like I would just be playing some games, having fun, and I was like, yo, I should just clip this because my graphics card, it just allowed you to easily record. I was like, hey, let me just upload a video, file some cool shot, do some card trick, whatever, and then you just upload it and have fun. It was good.
Yeah. I find the other platforms are just not as impactful because a lot of them are short form. So the message you really want to convey to people, it's harder to do in such short form content, especially when you look on some of those metrics and you're like, oh, the average viewer is only viewing like the first 9 seconds or 8 seconds of the video. And it's just like, how do you get all the value packaged and delivered to people? So I felt like YouTube just made them, and we didn't even transition. We took a while to get to YouTube because we started on Spotify and so on as a pure podcast. Now we do a lot more. We have presentations. You were saying you're watching a few of our videos and so on. So you'll know the Ticked series where we just talk about like Transjam and Weekton and all of that. So it's a
the
bit
last video
more
was
dynamic.
Grace, right?
The last
Grace
video
was
was
to upload. The full episode drops Friday. And then we have like some clips that drop Monday and Wednesday. Yeah.
So you see how
I'm up to date, man.
Yeah, man.
Respect. Yeah. So a lot of finance content creators, they tend to kind of stick to one lane. So it's like they'll be, okay, I'll only do this or I'll only do that. But what I've noticed about your channel is that you kind of touch on some different aspects, and you're not just finance, as you mentioned, like you're more, lifestyle. I think you did a trip about like a video about a trip to Italy, things like that.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about, that whole balancing act that you have to do? Because there's that, this that you started out with that maybe most of your viewers watch you for. Are you ever afraid that, when I'm starting to do the Italy videos, they're not gonna like it, and then they're gonna maybe unsubscribe, or what if I'm starting to go into bonds, but like I don't really know as much about bonds, and are you, do you ever feel worried about maybe even losing the credibility? They're like, oh, this guy don't know anything about bonds, he's a stock guy, or things like that. How do you balance that?
Yeah, it's hard because life is dynamic, and that's one of the things I want to put in the videos. That it's good, it's great to build a brand about one thing and niche it down, but it gets boring for me. I easily what you call it, distracted. And the way for me to keep on this platform or keep producing and putting out content, it's just the sheer aspects of my life. Yes, I would love to talk about stocks every day, but the thing is, other people out there are doing way better than I can ever. Like Learn, Grow, Invest, and you guys, you go deeper into stuff that I can ever go. Yes, I have that knowledge, but let me just say, I haven't found a way to make myself different yet. So to go deeper. But one of the avenues,
style.
Exactly, because one of my avenues is that, or one of my mindsets is that I don't really want to talk about anything that I don't do personally. Because I always want to show the proof. Because people will come to you and say certain things, but I always want to lead first with someone in the portfolio, showing the dividends. Even to the point that some people say the dividends are lie. I'm lying about them, but I'm like saying, all right, anything you want. So that means it's going good.
Yeah, when you have haters, it's going good. For sure.
It's a good sign.
Haters are my motivators.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I should put on a t-shirt. Boom.
Yeah.
Right,
I mentioned Chavez did say it. Yeah, big up Chavez. But
so, as it pertains to staying the lane and trying to keep focus, it's a challenge. I'm not going to lie, it's a challenge. But what keeps me grounded in this space is that I don't necessarily want to show too much of my life. And I don't think that I'm all that entertaining also, because it's work 8 o'clock in the morning, come off 8 o'clock at night, and then you sleep one day, and you go back the next day 8 p.m., come up 8 a.m. in the morning, and you sleep, and that's my life. So there's nothing much to thinking about it that I should do something like that, just to test it out. And that's another thing, testing various formats to see what works. Because up to this day, one of my highest viewed videos is all about real estate, buying land. So I gain a lot of subscribers from that. They come on the channel and see talking about stuff. Some will stay, some will go. That's just the thing. And not every day I will look for land, because the truth is, you don't have them telling about money they have to buy land every month or something like that. So those things for me is a once in a lifetime thing until you get to a certain amount of wealth, or until you change your whole investment strategy. What is more attainable for me right now is stocks.
Yeah.
And that's what I focus on. So going into different subtopics, that's something I would look into, or I will continue to look into. And at the same time, I just want to focus on what is working. So I know that dividends work. Sharing my portfolio works. And then tutorials works. But now and again, I'm sure the people in that I am human, and that the more that I'm investing and the more that I'm saving, I'm also enjoying, because I don't want to be the type of guy that thinks about hoarding all the money and don't enjoy, because money if you spend, money if you enjoy, but you just don't make sure that are a good steward of that money. You understand? So that was the reason for me doing my Cayman vlog. So people, how much it costs? People always hear say Cayman expensive. So I went to Cayman to visit my auntie for the Christmas, and I vlogged it. Good amount of views. So I said, okay, people like me. me and my fiance were saving up to go to Italy. So I had some money in some stocks and I had some money in a savings account, and every month we have a goal, we have to save this amount. We got the money, paid for the trip, went to Italy. Unfortunately, the videos are performing that well, Italian vlogs. But some people ask for them, and for the people who ask for it, there it is. I still enjoyed my trip. The main purpose of the trip was to explore and actually go to Europe for the first time. So even if it doesn't get any views or if it doesn't resonate with other people, I enjoyed it. And hopefully other people will see the power of setting actionable money goals and achieving them. Like nothing not too far out of your reach. You just set proper plans. And some people may say, I don't make the money that you make, or I don't see it. It starts from point A, it starts from $1. Because I hate when people say, when you tell people if they invest $1 million, it will be $2 million or let's say $5 million. 5 years, 10 years from now, they're going to say the main line, well, $5 million not gonna work in the future. But the thing is, that $5 million is still $5 million that you'll never have, no matter where it works. I prefer to go 10 years in the future, have money, and still have that $5 million that was growing. Like people are always trying to find ways to demystify and to talk down their money goals because I think that they don't think it's attainable. But if they start small, $100, $1,000, eventually thousands and hundreds of dollars, then it will be attainable. But they just have to start small, and that's I think what a lot of people have problem with. I don't know what the conversation got here, but that's right.
No, it's good. It's good.
It is.
We get that apprehension as well, especially well for me personally. Whenever I talk to somebody about stocks, and I used to be the biggest advocate for stocks back in. I started in med school, my final year of med school, and I remember when I just bought my first stock, which was Wigton, and we started talking about. I earned it doubled in like 2 months, in literally 2 months, and then I was just like stocks. Like I was talking to everybody I knew about stocks, Preston, all of my friends in med school, and to this day, a lot of them do invest. All right, but for me, it's just like the barrier to entry is so small. Like there are certain accounts you can open up with a couple thousand Jamaican
10,000 or something.
Yeah, like 10,000 Jamaican or 5,000 or so on, depending on the brokerage house. So for me, I try to, I don't know, I try to practice what I preach, but also try to, I think that was our reason for the podcast, meaning we just really wanted to get a lot of people starting investing. Because in my opinion, it's probably the best way to generate wealth. It's the easiest way, I would say, instead of like starting a business or all of these other stuff. Just investing in stocks. You don't need a lot of money. I mean, we're talking about Wigton. A share in Wigton today is like what, $1.30?
Yeah,
$1.30.
$1.30. Yeah, $1.20 something yesterday. Yeah, so better take a deep dive and I hate to say their work because once I see people start messaging me, like, all right, fine. Let me look into it and see what's going on. I heard about the project of the solar farm, Lionel Toad. That's like on the same road that I work, and I'm like, okay. Okay. I was waiting on a catalyst to see how your business is doing because I have some certifications, renewable energy, and wind. Wind is not something that let me just say it has potential, but not as much as solar. So when I saw that as a catalyst for solar, I'm saying, okay, this will pump some money, more money into this company. But they got the bid, so I'm saying, good. All right, so now this company maybe can grow some legs. And more, public sentiment is a lot. The company is doing well, but if people are seeing it, and people now see construction, and people now see fancy things are put up on your company plaster, your price will really move.
That's true.
The average. Yeah. So yeah.
That's true. That's true. My only problem with Wigton is because I actually exited when I did the episode, and I realized it's so funny when when I'm doing tickers now, which is our stock series. But when I did the research on the company and I did the episode before we put it out, I was just like, yo, this would look so dumb if I didn't buy this stock because of all the things I said in the episode. I was just like, yo, these are the plans shortlisted. This is, I think, before they actually were announced that, they got the bid from the GPE, all of these different things. And I did that episode. I'm like, I'm talking to all of these people about how great the stock is, and I don't own shares. So the next day after recording, I remember I started to buy it. I bought an okay amount, and I just sold. But I think the reason I sold is I'm not sure. Well, I hit my goal. I only wanted 20%, but I wasn't sure how much further it can go currently. I mean, yes, I won the bid, but some of the things I still have to start to think about is how are they going to raise the money, and then if they go like APO route, or if it's like
ceiling.
Yo, it's funny. Kalila had a episode, I think, last week, and she had on Alexander Melville from Tropical Battery, the CEO, and she was asking about, okay, Tropical has been talking about doing an APO. He was like saying APO is now a bad word in Jamaica. He said,
yeah, the one said secondary upward. You know what? It's a gender.
It will be a secondary offering.
Yeah.
Brokers have to get creative now.
Yeah.
Have to get creative to come back on the market for a second time. So. Yeah.
Well, we always talk about like investing in your circle of competence. So it's like because you're an engineer, you kind of understand in energy and all of that stuff.
Yeah, man.
So that made sense. Like it was just a natural, I guess, connection. Like information that we can't really know. Like you can go into detail about the energy. You could probably even do better projections and say, okay, if this cost, this project, this bid. But they gave us a lot of information about it. You know? If you look into the bid, the actual document that they go into the computerized energy costs and all that stuff that I'd have to look up, maybe you can understand it way faster than I could, and you could be like, oh wait, they're gonna make this amount of money from it, they're gonna do this, bam.
It's very realistic. It's very realistic, the plans that they have. Being that they're going to be 50 megawatts, it's going to be, I mean, I say a substantial part of the grid, but it's going to reflect good on the grid. My only thing is that what would make this a short shot by close my eyes is if they had mentioned a lot more about battery storage, then it's a no-brainer. Because the thing is, with solar or renewables on a whole, they generally are peakers. So they don't provide consistently to the grid. They provide based on the output of the wind or the sun. So if you have cloud cover, then that efficiency is going to dive. And it's going to dive very fast. And that is where you have the gas-powered plants like us now that would pick up back power load and hold steady. We can hold steady for the day as long as we have gas and the grid frequency allows us. But if you have a wind drop off, then say windmill efficiency gone down. And then being that Jamaica is very mountainous, it kind of break apart the wind. So if they had like windmills out at sea, then that would have helped. But yeah, that's a big construction. I don't think I want money that went out of far to do that out at sea. And then the damn thing, the people, because I watched the Kalila episode, and some people were saying hydro. Jamaica have some rivers, but I don't think our rivers are wide enough. Construct some suitable hydroelectric facilities. We have a couple, but as I said, they're mostly peakers. So whenever the gas plants max out or we need extra energy, then hopefully those can come on. Alright, in the day, the renewables thrive in the day. Thrive in the day. So
yeah. Also, I was
So
at
they said something about gas. They said something about
battery.
battery.
Oh yeah.
100%. We're not even gonna look back fundamentals. Just the business itself is good. But JPS said, the CEO, let's say the article, they're going to spend 17 billion to upgrade to a smart grid, to continue the construction to get a smart grid and also battery storage, and that's going to be good.
They had actually put out an offer, There was I think it was the same. JPS put out an offer last year, and I was actually hoping that Wigton would have tried to bid on that. Like they had a whole document just like the GPE one, and it was even a larger project. But I don't think Wigton ended up bidding on it or winning it. So I'm not sure who is going to develop the JPS one. And the JPS one that you mentioned, I think is like 170 megawatt solar, but then a big part of it is also battery.
Battery,
so like a huge part of it. So it's like they tell you the solar and the battery.
Yeah, because if you can store that energy throughout the day. See, all right, so you can use straight from the panel throughout the day. You don't have to store that energy. You can go straight to the grid from via sunlight panel bulb. But then on the nights now, when there's no solar, you can still have that energy to offset or gas consumption, and then you can get some lower bills maybe or cheaper electricity. So battery is definitely the way to go if we're going to be very successful or get the real benefits from renewables. That's my opinion still.
True.
You just need some form of storage.
The demand is high in the night because when people go home, that's when you need the energy the most. So it's like you're not getting it at that time. And then I know like there's a whole, I think JPS is like in the night your electricity is essentially more expensive or something like that.
No, we're not. So I think that's a United States thing where they have different rates for electricity based on periods throughout the day. But in Vegas, I think it's one consistent. Because again, I'm not in the billing side, so I can't really know information. But based on what I know and what I see on the bill, it's one consistent charge. The only thing that affects charge is the US dollar and the price of fuel.
Okay,
makes sense.
But so you have different peaks throughout the day. So you know that when everybody there work and the factories them around, demand is going to be high. So we're going to need all the electricity that we can get. But no, you have another peak now where people are coming home, flicking on their TV, lights. Some people are charging car, whatever. The demand are high. But then after like 10 o'clock, demand just drop off. And demand to pick up back to maybe 6, 7 per morning again. So yeah. So that's just the general curve of energy.
So it sounds like Wigton is one of your stocks to watch, or one of the stocks you're looking
I'm
into.
looking at it. I am looking at it.
Okay.
And then again, Jamaica, of course.
Jamaica,
of course. I have a little price target at $10. So let's see how that plays out.
Oh, at $10.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's it. Okay, that is it.
Let's see how it goes. It kind of drop off now. I was 40% gain and now it's gone to 30%. But my play with Jamaica, yes, it's capital gains. But my ultimate game with Jamaica is.
Yeah, tell me about that. I realized that a lot of your content in terms of stocks is focused on dividends, or maybe I'm just seeing a lot of the dividend type videos. Is that one of your priorities when investing? Like if you look for a stock, you always look, okay, how much do they pay out in dividends? What's their yield like? Those kind of stuff. Is that something that you prioritize?
Because I love income. Because my thing, I know the type of investor I am. I don't take a lot of risks. I should, because I'm young, so I can I can handle market dips. I can handle market cycles because I'm young. I don't need the cash now. It's not like I'm ready to retire and then have to put all of my money in.
Do you have kids?
No, not yet.
No kids either. Okay,
no
so
kids
perfect.
yet.
Yeah, that's what they say.
So it's perfect for me. So I don't need to put my money in fixed instruments, fixed interest instruments. But I love the income because it keeps me grounded in a stock and it keeps my patient. Because if you look, I'll beat myself for this, but I use the money. So I had careers, right? I had careers for like Good amount of careers. But then, that we went into COVID and the market kind of stagnant, and then maybe came out with their 11 and 12% bonds. I'm like, all right, we just set off some stock and part my money there, so get the dividends and use it to save up, because I was saving up to do some real estate, to do a real estate purchase. So let the money go on, let the deposit for the house go on right out in the bond, and use the dividends and save up otherwise. So. But then the market kind of bounced back right now, because I think we're in the beginning of recovery. Because I'm seeing a lot of stocks. I'm not sure if it's just my stocks alone a move, but I'm seeing careers. Because I have a little bit. In careers. I'm careers up like 33% from enough.
Wow.
And I was saying, if I still had all that money, that meal or couple meal in careers,
it
would have worked out if I had just stayed true to my strategy. Because my strategy, yes, is dividends, but it should still be that instrument that has the potential for capital. And if you know the bond, no cap gains like that, just dividends, and your money basically goes steady at par.
Wow, I'm looking at Carreras. You're so right. Carreras, like
$12 something.
Yeah, $12 coming from like $9 3 months ago.
And I had it from $5.
Yeah.
Wow.
$5. So
what would have been your yield? Yeah, what would have been your yield at that price?
Who cares about yield?
current-
You don't hear the man that's for dividends. The man is talking cap gains, right?
the cap gains are huge, man. Huge.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Is that I have age on my side, so you just forgive him.
Definitely.
And hopefully I don't make the same mistake with Trans Jamaica. Because the potential is there for Trans Jamaica.
I agree.
Potential is there.
I guess
It's
you said you watched my
easy
video.
business model.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
Easy business model. It's perfect. They get $5 from me. They get $5 to $6 from me every month, just by topping up on the T tag. There's always traffic. Every time I go on Trans Jamaica and I see traffic, I smile.
Same.
Yes, I'm saying, yes, my customers. And it's brilliant. I loved it. So it's easy. It's an easy business model. Every year the price will increase. More people are going to use it if the road conditions don't improve in Jamaica. Even if the road conditions improve in Jamaica, it's a peace of mind of driving on that toll. Basically straight, no excitement, no probox on the try to run you off of the road or stuff like that. It's easy to just relax and go where you need to go. Expansions are happening and will continue to happen. And at the rate at which Trans Jamaica is acquiring these and managing them properly, I don't see where this company will falter. And with the add-ons of the gas station, I don't think they're going to stop at gas stations. They're maybe going to do some convenience store centers where people can pull out, be a pharmacy or stuff like that. It's a no-brainer. If you go to other developed countries and see the stuff that they have on their toes and their freeways, Jamaica is.
Yeah, it's like malls.
It's good.
Are there? Yeah, and they earn a piece of. It's like a rental.
One of a kind on the market. They have the potential to be like Kingston Wires, but let's not be over. They call it over the top here. Certainly not $10. Then when you reach $10, I'll make my decision from there.
Okay.
Even if it takes 5 years. But
okay. I mean, they will still be paying you dividends, and based on the prospectus, the yield's supposed to increase depending on like in the early time frames, in like a particular time frame. And I mean, as you said, they increase the toll every year.
Yeah.
So Yeah, just get back the total money that you spend
Yeah.
on dividends.
If the price dip right now, just buy more. Like I've seen Trans Jamaica is my DCA stock. Like dollar cost averaging for those who aren't aware, where that is just basically each month you buy stock or a certain amount of a stock. Let's say 10 grand each month, regardless of a stock price. And in the hopes of you averaging down or getting a better average price than your currently have. So that's dollar cost average. And that's my play for Trans Jamaica right now. So right now the dollar cost average have beat me in a way because it's all-time high for Trans Jamaica. But let's see how it go. Everybody spend off them Christmas. Everybody needs some Christmas money. Let's see if they can sell, pull out that, dip down the price, and see if we can jump back in January with a bang.
Yeah, I remember the price was falling a bit for Trans Jam.
Yeah,
It
a little bit.
was almost at $5. Now it's gotten down to close to $4, $4.18. Close to that. Oh, yeah.
Christmas morning.
Christmas morning.
Too.
Yeah, that's
it's expected because if you're coming from IPO, well, $1.41, right?
Yeah.
And then for the people who bought in COVID at $1.35, them sleep, no.
Them
sleep. So, of course, I'm going to take profit. Of course, I'm going to take profit. So, that's expected.
Yeah, the queue looks so nice. Sorry. I have to look at this because, like, yeah, you're right. Even $10 isn't a bad in 5 years. Even if it take 5 years, I definitely could see it at $10 in 5 years. In fact, I thought by next year, I'm gonna put this out there. I was looking at $6.60 by end of next year, at least close to $7, $6 next year. When I did my projections, when I did that episode, and I was like, wow, let's see if you'll actually hit that. But it started to literally move as we made that video. As Preston and I recorded that video, we recorded it below $4 or $3. It was $3. It was early, and I don't remember when we recorded it, but
like 4
it just started to fly. Yeah, it was like 4. It started to just fly. So yeah, guess we'll see. I had a question though. Another question. Before you, Preston. So sorry. So in terms of all the different, I guess, assets that you invest in, because I see you do crypto as well, real estate, equities.
Laugh when you say crypto.
Why you laugh? Why? I just wanted to know which one was like what's your preference? What's the affinity that you have? Which one do you prefer?
Stock. Dividend stock. Straight.
Dividend
to understand.
Yeah.
Almost tangible. Because there's a connecting business or value prop at the end of crypto. A bunch of hype with a lot of the coins out there. Not much utility. If you look, the only thing, if somebody's investing in crypto, the only thing that I would tell no investor. I don't see the utility for anything else. Because right now the only thing that Bitcoin I think has going for it is just the value preservation of your money. Somewhat akin to gold.
Digital gold.
Exactly. Apart from that, nobody fool me about this will help with implementing whatever. It will speed up this and we'll be using this in the future. Come on, all right. Let me see how it goes first. We try to get as much real world assets right now.
Yeah.
And use that as well. Because it has been proven. Everybody who have stocks from way back when, everybody have real estate from way back when, they pass it on in their family. As long as they don't really sell it, part of from one generation to the generation, and keep the net worth. You keep the network growing. You're good. It's not necessarily new trend to jump on that's going to make you rich. It's just consistency. It has been proven. People who consistently invest their money and provide value to society always come out ahead in the long run. No get rich quick thing about help you.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So there's, as people will always want something like a quick fix. So like instead of going out and you remember talking about fitness, if someone was like, hey, I want to lose weight, I want to lose 20 pounds, it's either that, say there was a magic pill you could take and you bam, you take it every day for a month, you lose the weight, versus versus getting up every day at 5 o'clock in the morning, exercising, jogging, doing all these different things. That's much harder. So people kind of always will generally gravitate towards the easier thing. So if you see crypto, you see a new coin come out, it's up 1,000% in 1 week, versus a stock, it takes 5, 10, 20, 30 years to maybe do that level depending on the stock. So someone's just like, hey, I just want to make the money quick, and then they kind of go into the crypto. There is a lot of, what do you say? I guess there's a lot of scamming going on in crypto. So definitely there is a lot of risk. And one of the things I'd say that is, you mentioned it about with stocks, you can kind of say, okay, this business is almost like overvalued. Maybe there's like metrics that you can look at, PE, price to earnings ratio, price to book ratio, those different metrics and things that you can look at. You can say, wait, this don't make sense. So if it's trading at this price and I own the shares, I could sell, and then maybe the business could drop back down. But like with a business, you always want, even though it's a good business, you want to get it at a good price. So you can get a good business at a bad price, you're not going to make money. So, there's always that issue, I guess, with crypto. It's like, okay, if someone has Bitcoin at 100, is it like 100,000 or something now? 100,000 US?
Or 90 something like that. It touched 100 and
it came down. So how do you know when to sell? So is it like, okay, and then I mean, I guess eventually you'll be able to like get loans against it, or I think in the US, for example, they're
working on that to get loans against.
It's so volatile. So then, would you really do a margin loan against something like that? That if it were to drop 30%, they could force you to sell your Bitcoin. Like, there's.
But what's the point of let's see, the whole thing about crypto is to move away from fiat currency, right? So why would you want to sell your cryptocurrency to get back fiat? So that's the thing I can't understand with people who say they invest. If you're going to invest in it as a store of value, yes, sure, get you. Understand that perfectly. Digital gold, Bitcoin. But then the people now who continuously trade it, and the people who are invested in Bitcoin now and saying they're crypto, they're not concerned about crypto at all. They just want to get back some fiat cash. And those are the people that are always going to be caught with the bug whenever the big dogs decide to sell. And I've seen it because that was me. And I've seen it. But Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was at the all-time high of 20,000 a couple of years back, and then it have to drop down. So I just captured some of the Bitcoin and I use it by the MacBook right now, and this MacBook has made me more money. So if people can look back on things for their utility and the means of it generating cash, and other people will be a lot better off. But because nobody want to put in the work and everybody just want the easy way out, then that is what happens. They'll get scammed. So
and people would say to that what you said about the selling it, they'd be like, bro, you should have had diamond hands, bro.
No, people always say that. People always say, yo, you should have hold on, but I still have some money in it, bro. But I just have the amount of money. I'm not speculative, yeah. So I wouldn't advise anybody to buy. If you can watch on the videos, I wouldn't advise anybody or tell anybody to buy it. I am doing that. I'm not showing if you want to do it, you can use platforms like this, but I'm not going to tell anybody to buy it. It's up to your portfolio and how your goals are assigned and how much free cash flow you have. And it comes back to the same investing thing. People are saying, it don't make sense to invest in stuff if they don't have $1 million. And I would say,
somebody told me that too when I started.
But which one of we have $1 million just liquid? None of us didn't start out with $1 million. We started with a couple thousand, maybe a couple $100, but eventually we will get to that $1 million, right? So what are you going to say then? Oh, I know you don't invest. We need $5 million now. So then the goalpost is just always shifting. But they don't want to start.
Yeah.
And start small, learn the process. and just continue to be consistent in that process. And that is what generates wealth in everything, not just stock, just everything.
Great.
YouTube, investing, career,
Actually practicing it too.
education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one of the points that I've heard people say, I remember I was talking to someone maybe like 2 years ago, and I was telling him about, hey, maybe you should consider starting to look into stocks. And he was like, oh, he feels that he wants to have some amount of money first, even though he had been working for a while and had money. It's like he's almost like saying, oh, I want to wait till I have the $1 million to then start putting it in stocks. But then if you think about it, when you just start learning something new, you know, you're not going to be as good as it. You're not going to be as good at it. So losing 10% when you have the $1 million is $100,000, but losing 10% when you have 10 grand is grand. So maybe you put something in a stock, it drops, and you're like, oh, and you can now learn what happened. So you're like, okay, I should have seen this. Okay, I can learn from this lesson. I can sell, and then I can go for it, and then, you know, like you can build a wealth so that when you've now put in that time, you've built up that $1 million portfolio over the years. You now know way more than if you just waited till you had $1 million and then put it in and then lose. So it like it just makes sense to, you just have to kind of practice, you know, just start as soon as possible. Just start. It doesn't have to be a lot of money, just $1,000, $2,000, whatever, just a small amount. And you just is the habit, being consistent, budgeting, saving your money.
Yeah. Tell people you have to learn to ride bicycle if you can ride a bike. So but nobody just jump on them first. Well, bike and it's a 1,000. Start from a yank. Take your time, go up. But another thing that people always say to is like, I can get so much more putting my money in business. I think it's true. If you have a good business, or if you have a product or a service that people want, people always think that business is upside. Trust me, business, the amount of them to start, the amount of them to fail. If even one customer, and you're already like 2,000 US down. So it's like, it's not as easy as people make it out to seem. But let's just say they start it and they put $1 million in the business and they make back another $1 million. So 2 million, that's great. When you start make suitable good profits, you're going to use that when you start another business again. I still have business A running. So now you have two business. So your time split up more another day again. So do the same thing with business B again. What you gonna do again? Or you start business C. Now you have to park your money somewhere where that money can actually work for you without all that upfront effort and headache. And that's what people
you let someone else handle it.
But the people should understand what investing is. It's not going to be an end-all means to all my physical work out there. But it's just going to be another stream of income for some, or it's going to be wealth preservation for some. That's why I think people should actually know what type of investor they are. Actually, go to an advisor who knows what they're talking about and let them evaluate you before you even start out about stock or bonds, crypto. Figure out where your mind is, figure out what goals you want, figure out the timeline, figure out how risky you are, and then we can take it from there. That's when people come in the comments and say, oh, Ray, what should I buy? Or blah, blah, blah. Is either don't answer, or I message them privately. Depends on how you structure the question, because based on how somebody structures the question, you can know what they are about. And then I'll take it from there. And if you've ever invested before, do you know what investing is? Do you know the type of investments that are out there?
No.
Have you ever tried something else? What is your personality? Do you like to work? There's a lot of things to talk about somebody when it comes to investing. So business may be good for some. Investing may be good for some. Both may be good for you, but again, people have to do that evaluation for themselves and just jump first into something. Lose their money and then say, investing no work.
It's hard because think about it. You could have told someone to buy like Transjam, say earlier this year. So if someone say, yo, which stock I must buy? And you said Transjam, and suppose they bought at like $3.50, I think it had flown up to like $3.50 initially when the first dividend was announced. Then it dropped back down to almost like $3 low. So you could have bought then. They could have bought then bam, they see themselves down 10, 15, 20%. They say, shouldn't have do this stocks thing, them sell. And then they go fly up to almost $5. So you weren't wrong with your recommendation.
Yeah, exactly.
But they could sell and then they'd probably even hate you more because they say, yo, I was down, now, and then I saw like, oh my gosh, that they even feel worse.
So iffy with telling people. So people say, what do you invest in? Yes, we can share the stocks then, but you can copy my portfolio, but it won't give you the result. You may probably have a better result based on your entry. My fiance, percentage-wise, her portfolio leap and bounds ahead of mine. Because when we were buying the stock, and I was doing the review with her, and I said, oh, what do you can buy that? Buy this. Buy that. Once she buy it, that's it. She buy it, and she just put in her money each month and buy more, and the dividend and reinvest in my dividends and her portfolio. She doesn't sell her portfolio are way ahead of mine because on her philosophy, maybe it doesn't fully 100% know it, but she's proving the consistency model. Like, so I think they wins the race.
You find that that's a thing. Like when you, I don't want to say invest for other people, but you have your fiance, maybe invest for maybe like a parent or so on. Because for me, that's a thing where when I invest for someone else, like I invest my parents' portfolios, they do better than me.
Yeah, man.
It's such a weird thing that happens for me, but like
because we take a lot of risk with our money.
Yes,
we cross every T and dot every I within somebody else's money, and that's a good trait you have.
It is
showing that you can manage other people's money. But when it comes to my money, I say, all right, we could try something with this, and but it happened.
That's so accurate.
That's
so accurate.
I'm trying something with this. Without no research, nothing at all. Just buy it. Buy it. I mean, come back and come full circle and say, you should stick to your philosophy, stick to your investing philosophy.
That's true.
And it always come back. I never made a gamble. That's a gamble. I've never made a gamble and stop. And it pay out.
Yeah.
Only time I'm successful in stocks is when I actually take up a report and say, all right, let me see what this company does. Simple as saying what it does and see if I understand the business. If I don't understand the business, what is something easy? Let me see who sell juice. We see go sell juice.
Yeah.
Them sell some boxes and them. So that's easy to understand, Simple logistics of getting some products from point A to point B, then make goods and produce it in-house. Easy. And just be distributor for some people. Easy business. Let me see all this stuff on. Easy. I go over some of the balance sheet. And balance sheet is kind of intimidating for a lot of people. But the balance sheet intimidating for a lot of people. But for those who understand it, or at least try to understand some of it, it's good. Management discussions will tell you all you need to know about it.
A lot of things like, Google is your best friend. ChatGPT is there too.
Yeah.
Like if you don't understand it.
I know,
You see it? Why? But do something yesterday. I was researching Wington. Wington. I'm not saying Wington. Is it ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Chat.
Yeah, we use it all the time. For
wicked research.
Everything. Yeah, wicked research. You should try Perplexity. We're giving away a lot of gems. Perplexity AI or Claude, but Perplexity is really
good for
good.
like research.
Yeah, really, really good for research. It scours the internet. It will scour the Gleaner articles, maybe the financial reports and so on. So it's just based on the prompts you give it. But I prefer Perplexity when I'm researching, because it even shows the articles as it goes through. It also asks you other prompts too, like, oh, do you want to know what Wigton's expansion plans are, or do you want to know this, that? So it's really good, really, really good.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yesterday when I put it in the chat GP, I upload the 2022 to 2023 report, and I uploaded 2023-2024 report. And I was watching Khalida's program. Same time, I'm at lunchtime watching the program, listening, and the moment that the CEO mentioned that they had a 33% tax cut. That's 33% tax. I don't remember the exact statement, but immediately as he said that, that's what the AI gave me in a summary that they got from the management report. So they're saying that helped them also with their revenue. I'm saying, okay, that's actually great. So can you calculate the PE ratio for me? And it compared both years, and it says the PE ratio for 2023, 2024 is a lot more realistic and reflects a truer value than the prior year. I'm saying, damn, this thing is really, really good.
Yeah.
It's
powerful.
It's as good as you, though. It's as good as the person using it.
Definitely.
That's what I've realized. It's as good as it. Got certain people will know what to ask for. Because even when I said, all right, I'm going to do a projection. So they have won the bid, 50 megawatt bid. And let's say profit increased by 5%. It would be out the new balance sheet, income statement, cash flow, everything.
Yeah.
And I saw all that and I'm saying, oh, okay, based on these projections, it looks good. Dividends are still low, so it doesn't take all the boxes for me because if the dividend yield was, well, I understand why the dividend yield can't be good because they're going to reinject a lot of the money. But just seeing insights like those, and then it gives me recommendations. Oh, I'm going to score this at 7.5 out of 10. So, AI helps a lot.
Yeah, man. It helps us so much. Preston,
people don't have an excuse anymore.
Yeah, Preston, you use AI for a very interesting reason recently. I don't know if you want to share. With when you're researching margins.
Oh yeah. I was doing it. I was looking into like a margin loan, and then there's like certain calculations on that, and to say, okay, if a year of paying the interest payments, and then what if the stock you're margining goes up by this percent?
We should just explain what margin is.
Oh, so a margin loan is like, say you have $100,000 of a stock, right? Say, Transjam, or is it? That's Wigton. We're talking about Wigton. So you had $100,000 worth of Wigton. Brokers or banks are willing to lend you money against that asset. So they would say, hey, you have $100,000. We might lend you 10% of that value. So we would lend you 10 grand. And then you can do that 10 grand to maybe cover some expense, or you could use that 10 grand to even buy more of stocks, whatever. Usually you can do whatever you want with it. And then you'll pay interest rate on that loan. So the loan could be 9% a year, 10% a year, 20% a year, whatever. But usually, because it's what you call a secured loan, because there's that thing that they could sell, which is the stocks in this case, versus somebody not really having any assets. Like say they just say, oh, I'll just pay you money from my salary. If something were to happen, they lose their job, they don't have any assets to sell to pay you back. So banks are willing to lend you. It's a lower risk loan to a bank. So they are willing to give you a better interest rate or a lower interest rate. So I was doing like some calculations to say, okay, what if the stock, I margin this stock, I borrow this amount of money, what's the risk of margin call, like, which is like, okay, if the stock were to drop below a value, you have to either put up money or they'll sell the stock to cover the amount of money you owe them. And I was like doing it different calculations. Okay, what if it takes 1 year? How much should I pay in interest rates? How much if it takes 2 years? How much like net out? And it was actually really good at that calculation. So when I was starting to look, and I was like, wow, you could do all of that with Excel, with the fact that you could just do that and then do a lot more variables, a lot more changing. And then, for example, that's me who knows how to do a bit of Excel, but you're someone who doesn't know how to use Excel.
You could use natural language.
It should be challenging.
Yeah.
That's a whole model right there that you build out.
Yeah, you could build that whole GPT on a margin calculator. Yeah, and
they probably have them.
Yeah,
probably have them.
Yeah,
but that's a Warren Buffett. That's a Warren Buffett value investor.
They're just fire upload. Yeah, you could just download his like his his annual shareholder letter.
Yeah,
you could just download all of those and then just upload it and say, okay, can feed it certain prompts and say, hey, teach me like Warren Buffett or talk like Warren Buffett.
But speaking about this, so if you are in the US market, they have this thing that's called autopilot. And autopilot integrates with your US broker. You log into autopilot, you can choose an investor and it invest your cash like that investor.
Oh, I've seen that app. Yes. And
So
then
they
there's
use that a lot
inverse
with
scramble.
exactly. Let me see. I have it on my phone, you know. You know, I
Uh,
look.
yeah, like
I test
it's
out a lot of
pretty.
things.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, like I
So they
think there's
have the
Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy
Yeah.
Pelosi tracker. That's the one that I have.
Uh-huh.
It's up 11.6%
And
for
Year
video.
to
me.
date.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
It's actually actively investing your money, following her track.
Wow, that's so sick.
so I have to test it out because this may be another video idea, but also I want to see what are the possibilities out there. So it actually works, and you have them for. So I'm just saying that's the power of AI right now, because they have to, based on the type of investor they are, they have to publish this. They have to publish all this information as soon as they do it. So you may not get the information that they're getting to make the decision. But as soon as they invest, your portfolio will do the same. Then the entry points may be different or whatever, but as long as it's close enough, I guess that's what this app is working on so far. It's
Better than a savings account.
yeah, exactly. Way better than savings account. So that's another. Come on, that's easy. That's a no-brainer right there. But that's again, if a person has a certain level of disposable income to make that risk, they should. And that's what people should look at. Look at the money that you have and what you can do with money. Yes, you don't have the $1 million to invest, but if you have 1,000, do it. Do it. Like if you have it and you have no aspirations of doing anything else with the money, every day you sit down and say you want to start a business, but you're not doing it. And every day you say you will quit your job, but you're not doing it.
Yeah.
Work your way in that job. See if you can get that increase. Use that extra money that come on the side and just put it in the market and eventually try to grow it to $1 million.
Yeah. Wow. Wise words. Wise words from Demetress. Demetress, quick question. Because we're kind of wrapping now, but outside of all of this investing stuff, making money, etc.
Yes.
Which clearly you've been doing for a while. Is there anything else that you're doing, like your downtime, to relax, take your mind off the markets, take your mind off work?
Anime.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of anime? What you like right now?
Right now, so I'm currently watching One Piece, up to date on One Piece.
Wow, you're better than me.
Yeah, 1,000 something. Start about watching My Hero Academia.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like the most recent season.
No. So I fell off with My Hero because the story wasn't.
Oh wow, you're so
captivating.
lucky.
But
you are so lucky.
Because the manga is done.
Yeah.
And I generally love to do that. I take a break from stuff just to make the episode build up.
Watch it, to binge it.
Binge.
Oh, you're
10 episodes a day. Whatever a day. Bleach, the episode Bleach. So I'm watching the new one. That was Blood
or something.
Something I started watching that.
Okay.
And there's a couple of little
was that Blue Lock?
Yeah, not the new one. I've seen the reviews about the PowerPoint presentation animation, so I'm like,
it's not as bad, but yeah, it's noticeable. It's definitely
the art style looks great, but
the
animation. I'm a big lover of animation. That's one reason it took so long to get into One Piece, because the art style animation was off, but in One Piece story grabbed me. And that's it for me. I've been watching. What else?
Dragon Ball.
Couple. No, not yet. Not Star Wars Demons yet.
Same.
Maybe watch Super, I guess.
Yeah, well, I watch Superman. A guy who works on who doesn't watch Dragon Ball, and that's what that means to work, Some
of those like people, I know people downplay anime sometimes, bro. Like because sometimes I don't know if you watch this one, Black Clover. Yeah, like I remember what's his name?
Yes, I start watching that.
Surpassing his limits. He was like, "Yo, let's surpass your limits right here, right now."
Nothing gets me in that mood. I watched the episode, and I see like Asta working out our jump, push up. Come on, I love anime.
Yeah, same. I'm also a lover of good animation. Like
Yeah.
I think Attack on Titan.
Best.
Where a lot
I
of their
think
fight
yo,
scenes.
Attack on
best
Titan.
story.
Oh my gosh.
Best story.
Yeah,
Best foresight. Best
yeah,
writing.
yeah. How they presented
Conclusion.
It just taught me
Yeah.
so. Yo, it really taught me
Hidden
about life.
messaging. Everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the whole thing of how you never really truly, it's almost like you never truly understand someone until it's like you go through what they go through, because you could see how both sides could feel angry against the other, because it's like, wait, if that was me and that happened, I would do this. And it's like, I was just like, wow, like the story was just
there was a
something.
clear good guy, bad guy until it got to that point where you saw both sides and started interacting. I'm like,
Wow.
Yeah.
both have good points.
Yeah.
It could be either. Like I don't. If somebody dies from it,
Yeah.
one of the best anime I've ever
Really,
watched.
really good. I
Yeah,
think even the
tier,
fight
top
scenes
tier.
were so good. Like both Zeke and Levi. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Levi,
that was
Yeah.
well,
I
the
thought-
turn this into Limitless anime.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, we clearly love anime too. Yeah, it's highly motivational. I tell people they should watch it, even in the genre that they like TV shows in. Like I know the anime we're talking about, a lot of it is shonen, but there's so many different genres.
There's an anime for everybody. Just
Yeah.
I watched some light novel anime. I've watched the whole. Trust
like
me, I watched
Death Note, kind of like
I watched Death
mystery
Note.
detective. Yeah,
I watched
that's good.
everything.
Same. Even
Yeah.
food.
What am I-
Shokugeki.
So recommendation for anybody who wants something that has a good story, has a major payoff in the end. 12 episodes, very short. Was it School Day? That's a very one of those anime School Day.
That sounds so familiar.
Uh,
One
Very,
season.
very
12
graphic in the end. 12 episodes.
Was it
very
like a
short.
comedy?
And I was until it just took a turn in the end. Some people just mad out. Yeah, man, it's a nice one. It's a nice to watch.
Okay. Noted.
Some of
Thank
it
you
is
for
more
that.
on the much mature side,
Mhm.
where they have like some 18 plus content, but nothing too far along those lines where it's almost gone up pornography, but nothing like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
we have some
I
anime
one
out
for
there
you.
really.
I have a recommendation for you, but I can't think of it yet. It's another 12 episode anime. I think is it Prison School or something like that, but it was really good. Also a bit
About episode 5. Prison
yeah.
School.
It's
Yeah,
hilarious, right?
Yeah, it too.
Absolutely.
It's so weird. I can't watch
Yeah,
that
it's
in
pretty
public.
Yeah, definitely not. Don't recommend.
But right now, whenever I watch anime, I always want something serious that I'm going to stick to, right? So I'm going to stick into my hero right now until it finishes. But I have to
Nice.
little one between it just to
Yeah.
whatever I want to maybe cleanse the palette. So right now,
Mhm.
Netflix surprisingly has some good animes. I'm watching Beastar and
Okay.
Netflix. So
Okay.
kind of weird, but I like it. Good story is good.
Oh, okay.
And, so apart from anime, what do I do outside of business? I don't this up top, but it's always coming up. Business and money just always coming up. But apart from that, I recently picked up swimming. Trying to learn
Swimming
to
or spinning?
Swimming.
Oh, swimming. Oh, nice.
Yeah, to swim
Preston
proper.
swims
So I
too.
go by UE Sunday morning sometime whenever I'm not at work or coming off a night shift. I go by UE and try to exercise that way.
Oh,
And
that sounds like you,
yeah.
Preston.
Yeah,
You go up to UE too, right?
yeah. Sometimes, well, not more on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trying to, like, well, you guys like go to swim meets and stuff, or more just recreational?
So I try to be confident in the water. Because I when I was at university, I was swimming. I was even on the swim team, but what happened is like I lose all the skills. So right now I'm just working back on water confidence. So.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Dimitris. You shared quite a bit. I don't know if people know all the kind of anime you watch, and hopefully they don't Google a lot of the ones we spoke about because they're a bit on, the stranger side of life. But
Etchy.
thank right. But thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We really appreciate it. I know our listeners love. Guys, if you love this episode, drop a subscribe, hit that like button. We'd really appreciate it.
Ring the notification bell, subscribe to them on them channel. They're doing the good work. Trust me, it's easy to be doctors. There are doctors. Get to the DR before the name. It's not easy to do what they do and then to do something else.
Yeah,
it's truly a passion for them. And they're truly putting in the extra work. So the most or the least that you can do is just the subscribe thing down there. Click it. Ring the notification bell and like up the channel also, alright?
Respect, Demetrus. Thank you so much. Thank you again, guys. Love to see you guys, future millionaires. Yeah, that is it. Limitless out. Peace.